Hey, good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining me for the same day seller. So, this training or this video is designed to help you start selling without complications, without a website, without having to go through a whole bunch of stuff in order to get your products out into the world, right? So that people can see them and appreciate them and buy them. So the great thing about it is there are a lot of free tools that are available to you. And I'm going to show you some of those tools. And I'm also going to show you how to use AI. Now, a lot of people are kind of hesitant about AI. They're not really sure how to use it and how to actually use it to make money. And so we're going to talk about some of those topics as well as how to go from idea. So hopefully you have an idea or a hobby or an interest or something that you can use to earn money. And I'm going to walk you through that entire process, and we're going to use AI to do that. But the first thing I want you to do is get out your quick start checklist. And that is part of the download that you receive when you purchase this, I guess we'll call it a course. I really didn't want this to be like a, formal course. I really just wanted to set up the framework, but I realized that this is going to be a series of videos. But the bottom line is you can get started quickly, you can get your products online, and you can start promoting them using tools and resources, especially a lot of free resources. You can start using those as quickly as possible. All right, so when you get your checklist downloaded and you've got it in hand, the first thing you're going to see is step one, which involves choosing your product. So the thing that I want you to do is click on the link in your guide. So you should have received a guide that on the front of it, it says you don't need a website. And that is going to be the guide that we're going to go through. And I'm going to walk you through every step of that guide in this training. So when you get into the guide, you're going to see a link and it's going to take you to a page that looks similar to this. It says use AI to start and run a thriving online business without tech overwhelm. All you want to do is click on that button that says get your free download. So when you click on that, you're going to see a pop-up that looks like this. And there should be a little video right here. And this is what the guide looks like. So you're going to enter your first name and email address, and you might be thinking, why do I need to do that? The reason is because we want to make sure that we're following up with you and that we have a way to do that so that you can really get the most out of this information that we're going to be sharing. So just enter your first name. That's optional, but the main thing we need is your email address, and then you're going to click on download now, and that will get you your guide. And then once you get into that guide, there are going to be a series of prompts that we have given you that will really help you kind of think through, starting your business. But to get to the meat and potatoes of your business as quickly as possible, we have created a GPT. And I'm going to take you over and show you this GPT. Now, the link to the GPT and the instructions are in the guide. So make sure that you download that guide, and then you're going to be able to use this GPT to get a kind of a framework for your business in a matter of minutes, depending on how quickly you can answer the questions. So there are several scenarios that you can start your conversation with this GPT. So the first one is, I don't know what business to start. So this is if you're really just, starting from the very beginning. This one says, help me turn my skills into a simple offer. So this means you've already identified the skills that you want to use, that you want to start earning from. So maybe you know how to crochet, maybe you know how to take pictures, maybe you know how to fish. I mean, we have so many different hobbies and interests. So you can use those skills to turn that into a simple offer. Here's one that says, what is a simple way that I can start making money? You can use that one. And then if you have a business idea already, maybe you have an existing business, but you want to validate that business to make sure that there is a demand for what you want to do, then you can use this option. We're going to just start with the first option. And the thing that I want to also share with you is that there is a password or an access code that you will receive when you purchase or not purchase, when you download the guide. You will get an access code via email that you can use to access this simple start business system. So I'm going to click on this and I'm just going to say I don't know what business to start. So that's going to get me, into the thought process of someone who doesn't know what they want to do. So if you're in that category, that would definitely be the prompt that you want to start with. So this is going to ask for the access code. I'm going to go ahead and pause. I'll enter that and I will be right back. Okay, so now I've entered the code and now it's saying, let's start simple. I'll help you turn your skills or interests into a business idea. So then it's going to ask you, what are two or three things that you enjoy, that you're good at, or have experience with? So it gives you some examples here: cooking, fitness, pets. This is going to help you to not only come up with a business idea, but it's also going to help you select a niche. And we'll talk more about that here in a moment. But I'm just going to say that I am good at, we'll just say, cooking. And we're going to just click on the button. And while it's thinking, try to get the whole thing in my screen here so that you can see it. Okay, so then when you're looking at your checklist, it says decide on your product type. So now look at this. We have several ideas. Now, in just a matter of moments, we've come up with 4 beginner-friendly business ideas based on cooking. Now, you can, look at this and decide what what you would be interested in doing. So it's not just going to give you a cookie cutter answer. It's going to give you some really good ideas that you can use to start earning money. And in a lot of the cases, I don't know that it would actually give you a lot of product ideas that are physical product ideas, but you can certainly take these ideas and turn them into physical products. The main thing that I've seen this recommend are digital products. And the reason it gives you digital products is because digital products are things that you can create using free tools. And it's something that, depending on your background or your interests or the things that you might know in terms of, like, for example, some people are really good at writing. Some people love to create images. Some people are good at both. And so if you are able to write out or sketch out or even take pictures of, like, depending on, your background, you can do a lot of different things with these. So it's recommending, for example, meal planning printables. Well, you can turn meal planning printables into an ebook or into a hard copy book. And we walk you through how to do a lot of that. But if you just create meal planning printables, you're going to be able to get that done a lot faster than trying to create a hard copy book. And so the goal here is to get you up and running as quickly as possible, creating something that you can help people with. You can actually have things that are valuable to people, but you don't have to, spend a lot of time trying to make it. And that is one of the things that I found. I am a handmade business owner. However, I have a lot of things that I make that take time, right? And so for me to create a piece of jewelry or jewelry collection or a crocheted piece, it's going to take me a minute to get that done. And so digital products has really been a way for me to balance out my handmade creations and making those and putting the quality into making those items and balancing that with making money online. So, in addition to my handmade items, I have digital products that I can, create these and start earning as quickly as possible. So, I want you to keep all that in mind as you're going through the training. Okay, so then these are low cost ideas. They can start with free tools and simple content. Many people begin with digital products because they are inexpensive to create and you can sell them again and again and again. So, this is the thing, you want something that you can create once and get paid for it again and again and again. And when, let's just use the same analogy with handmade products. If I create a blanket, that is a one of a kind piece. So that blanket gets sold, then that one of a kind piece is gone. But if I create 10 blankets, that's going to require a lot more work, right? I can't scale making blankets or scale making jewelry because these are handmade, unique pieces, but I can scale my digital product. I can make it once and sell it again and again and again with no additional effort. Okay, so it's going to ask us which one sounds the most interesting to you right now. I'm just going to say kitchen. Where's my cursor? Okay. Kitchen organization and cooking. Cooking tips. Okay. So now I'm not going to go through this entire GPT with you. I just want to give you the gist of how it works and how you can, when you answer, you can give it simple answers. You can answer, you definitely want to answer to the best of your ability and you want to give it honest answers so that it can give you the best output. So, kitchen organization and cooking tips, that's a smart decision because it solves everyday problems, stress, clutter, wasted food, and a lack of time. It also gives you many ways to create content and products later. So, here are 3 simple business directions inside that niche. So, automatically, you have a product idea, you have a niche, and it's all based on things that you are interested in. So here are 3 simple business directions. You can go in the direction of small kitchen solutions, busy family kitchen systems, budget-friendly kitchen organization. So you see how this is going to take you through a process of creating a product that will solve a need, that people have, and also work in the area that you are interested in. In my opinion, if you're going to have a business, if you're going to be online and start selling products, you want to sell things that you believe in, things that you're interested in. If you're going to be waking up every day, for a long period of time, hopefully, over the long haul, um, selling things, you don't want it to be something that you hate. A lot of us, I won't say everyone, but a lot of people end up in a job that they end up hating, right? Maybe they land on that job or they go to college, they get their degree, and then they end up in a job they thought maybe might be great, or they end up in a career that over the long haul they have really, kind of burned out on. And so when you're starting your online business, you want to keep all of that in mind. You want to steer yourself in the direction of things that you are interested in, things that you are really passionate about. All right, so I'm not going to stay on this too long. I just wanted to give you the insight on how this GPT works And then that's going to take you through step one. By the end of this GPT, you will know what product can be created, and you can be on the path to, having a solid product idea that you can implement. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off of this video. And then on the next video, we're going to show you how to set up a Beacons store. So this is going to be a link in bio store that will allow you to sell products in any social media environment that you might be in. All right, so just look forward to that, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a great day.